Hey Sneak Peekers, my name's Risha, and today we're at Austin Film Festival interviewing the cast and crew of Pickleheads. Let's go! I wanted to ask, what could you tell us about this film? I know it's like a little mockumentary on pickleball. Can you tell us a little bit more on that?
It's just crazy. It's a mockumentary about a disgraced ping pong player who finds his way to redemption through pickleball. And I know the director, and he just called me last minute and he said, "I think we have a part for you." And so I was like, "Really?" Because this part that you're casting me for, I don't know that I'm right. And he's like, "Well, the original actor dropped out, so can you come to Austin in 2 days?" And I was like, "All right, sure." So it's just a really fun romp. If you're like, love those ridiculous comedies, it's just a lot of fun.
Yeah, wait, I heard a lot about the directors and producers talk about how this is a pure comedy. What does that mean to you?
Pure comedy means that you're not going to learn much, and hopefully you laugh a lot.
Yes. I definitely, clearly, I've seen some of the trailers and little clips for this film, so I'm super excited
Awesome.
to
Are you
get
going to be
to.
able to see the film, or do you have to stay on this side of the line?
I fear I'm gonna have to stay on this side of the line, sadly. I know, right? They wouldn't let us in. But no, I just wanted to ask, how is it like shooting locally in Austin? I know you said you had to come down here in like 2 days.
To Austin. I lived here for 13 years, and I live in LA now, but nothing like Austin. It's just such a wonderful grassroots film community. Like, everybody's like coming together to make everything. It's fantastic. I mean, you know what it's like. That's why you go to UT, right? Just like an awesome journalism school, awesome film school. Yeah, love it. Love coming back.
And also, just going more over, what advice do you have for aspiring filmmakers who are trying to get into the business, maybe like trying to make their own comedy film?
Honestly, I just keep making stuff. It sounds so simple, but don't just wait for your degree to get you a job, because it won't work. You just have to keep making stuff. I've been working for 15 years now, but it's never like one thing or another. You just have to keep following that path. So, and also just be friendly. Don't be a dick. That's most of it. Like, you don't need to worry about making connections and wheeling and dealing. Just be your genuine self, and that's helped me more than anything.
I'll get started. In an interview with Jared, you said how a lot of the takes in the movie were simply like improv. And did you always have this vision, like this film would be like very free, or did you always have this vision whenever you started filming, or did it sort of just come on as you got more into filming?
Sure. I mean, we always knew we were gonna involve improv. I'm a big believer, it's gonna sound frou-frou philosophical, but I'm a big believer in that if you pay attention and you listen, a movie will tell you what it wants to be. I think it's especially true with an improv-driven comedy. That said, we went in with a really strong script, so I wanted to make sure that if all we ever did was get the script, we would have a really satisfying movie. And then when we got to set, we just found ways to consistently elevate it. And that's not even just performance. That's also like art department. That's cinematography. That's every crew member. You know, we were really encouraging for them to bring their ideas to elevate it, to make everything funnier, to make a character that much more interesting and nuanced. And I think, hopefully you'll see the end result of that tonight, that it was pretty good. I don't know.
And also in the same interview, you said how you thought, this movie is a pure comedy. What does that mean to you as a director?
I think it means that the main goal is to make people laugh, right? There's a purity of mission about that. Like, we want you to walk out, have a great time, and if that's all you do, we will be perfectly content. We like to think there's a fun and moving kind of character story underneath. There's a story about brotherhood. There's a story about outsiders coming together. There's a lot of deeper themes we've put in that maybe you walk away with, maybe you don't. I don't know. But if you laugh through most of it, through all of it, to me, that's the win. And we're in an era where just like straight comedies are very rare. And we're like, no, our goal is to make you come come out, have a great time. Yeah, that's it.
That's amazing. That's great. And I just wanted to ask, what was your vision in making this film? Whenever, I guess, Jared got you onto this film, what were your first thoughts when you were, like, trying to ideate how you want this film to go or the direction you want it to go?
Sure. I think, I mean, the thing that I liked in the early drafts was that there was a very kind of wear your heart on your sleeve attitude. It was unafraid to be silly. It was good-natured. I think there's a version of this movie that could have been very crass and very, R-rated. Everyone's cursing up a storm. Everyone's harsh, and like that. That could have been very satisfying and very funny. But there was, for lack of a better word, like there was a whimsy about it that I really appreciated, and I think that sort of encapsulates the sport of pickleball for me, which is just like it's a sport anyone can play. All these people across ages, across abilities have like found common ground on, and yeah, it's just a good time,
But what can you tell us about your character?
So my character is kind of like a catalyst for part of Barney's journey along the route. So we meet in the beginning. It's a foil for his growth, and then also a lovely, to me, it's a lovely emotional journey in the fact that the reconciliation in some pieces of that, and I'm not going to give away too much because I can read also when it says don't give away spoilers, but yeah. No, so it was just, to me, it was such a lovely opportunity to showcase a sport that's blowing up, to work with friends. Like Pej was the first person I called, and we just had a blast making something that's about the community,
That's amazing.
And yeah, some of the people that you get to meet on the pickleball course.
That's amazing. I also want to ask, for your character, was there anything you envisioned or like created for their backstory? Maybe like a little piece of yourself that you added into, or like a trait of yourself?
You know what? Actually, that's part of what we went through with the process of creating the script. Was that I feel like there needs to be this extra element, and I don't know exactly because I was behind the scenes producing so much all day long, 18 hours a day, and then I'd get on in front, and I'd be like, put the camera down, and I'm like, I'm Ryan, like playing Angus, but essentially. I think the thing that was the most important to me in terms of part of me was that I think and believe that we can grow, and I think as men especially, we have this element of like this toxic masculinity culture and like this, oh, you hurt me, I got hurt. It's like this thing that we have also like that you can be vulnerable and kind, and so basically that was one thing that I really pushed for, of going, let's change some of this so that there is this fun art to play, to then go from what starts off as the foil then becomes camaraderie. And I think that to me is really like, I had one of my best friends from New York show up tonight and surprise me here. I've got 3 of them here, and just such a beautiful gift to have them here tonight and show up. And I think that's the culture that I hope that we get to move more into.
By asking, what can you tell us about your character?
I play Arash Bardot. I play this guy's brother. We look very alike. My character is kind of the glue, I'd say, of the storyline, and just like navigates the story, the movie. This quote unquote straight guy of it. You know what I mean? Not sexually, like acting wise. I don't know how to say that.
Oh, we get it.
Yeah.
But I also wanted to ask, is there anything you envisioned for your character, like a piece of their backstory, or maybe like a trait that you just wanted your character to have, or you yourself put into the script?
That's a good question, Risha. Jeez. Okay. That's funny. I didn't think about that as when you do comedies, you're just so worried about being funny. But as far as backstory goes, I'm honored that an Iranian is on screen. And being portrayed in a positive light. So that's important for me. And they did that. And honestly, you know what it was? It wasn't a big deal. And the more we do that as people of color, the more we just worry about the funny or the storyline and not about where you're from or what you're doing. You know what I mean? So I was really grateful that that's what, it had nothing to do with that.
I mean, definitely.
And he's Iranian. Great.
Yeah, I've been a big fan.
Love it. They're half brothers somehow.
Everybody involved.
That's funny.
Definitely.
Look at him.
Like, coming from someone who is brown,
right.
it's amazing to
It's
see
huge.
that.
So-
I mean, definitely, like, in the industry, it's a step. It's like a
it's
step
getting
forward,
there.
And
Yeah.
it's a little sad that it's taken this long.
Yeah.
But
It takes 2 steps forward and 1 step back.
Right.
You know, but you know, that's life. You can either be bitter about it and angry about it, or be grateful that it's moving forward. And I choose to use the latter. Because the bitterness will only hold us back.
Right, and even as a consumer, I mean, it's amazing to see representation on
Absolutely, absolutely. And look at what you're doing.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Both of you. This is fantastic. And that makes me happy. That warms my heart because it's getting better and better and better. And it'll just be nothing. You know what I mean? It won't be an issue at some point where we don't even talk about it. That's the goal. So I'm honored to be someone who's kind of helping that.
There was talks about this film being a pure comedy. What does that mean to you?
It means everything to me. I miss the late 90s, early 2000 comedies where people could go into the film feeling good and leaving feeling good. I feel like too many films get too dramatic. The dark side of the soul and the script writing for all the script writers gets too dark and you don't want to watch the film again. So like when it goes too deep in the drama, you can't get back. So it needs to stay a comedy the whole way through. Even though it's dramatic and he could be going through some pain, you need to have a punchline every now and
Add a
then.
little laughter to the pain.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's amazing. No, I'm very excited to see it. I also wanted to ask, what was a memorable moment during filming? Maybe like something that really stuck with you?
Man,
There's probably a lot.
all of the moments stuck with me. I would say Zach Anner was an actor that we had on last minute. It's one of Josh's like best friends, and everybody crowded around when he did his interview testimonials for the mockumentary, and he was the most funny person on set. Came prepared with the character, punchlines, written jokes. He's a professional writer himself. And just working and giving alts and seeing Josh come in with all these written alts as director, even though I wrote it was a community kind of experience to get the funniest project we could for that moment.
What was one of your most memorable moments while working with the cast?
One of the most memorable moments was I had just scored this one scene that was incredibly heartfelt and reflective, and it was a scene in the film which is a mockumentary. With all comedies, I tend to play it quite straight. So if it's a sad moment, I write sad music. If it's an energetic moment, we write energetic music. For this, it was a very sad moment, so I played it very heartfelt. I had live orchestra strings playing, and I get this call from the producer and the director, and they're like, "Daniel, great music, really beautiful. But this film is a mockumentary. It's a pretend documentary that is a comedy. So the idea is for it to sound like a low-budget documentary, even though it's a larger budget film." And so they're like, "Can you make the music sound worse?"
That's interesting.
And so I had to go back, take out a lot of the live instruments that I had recorded meticulously and balanced and mixed, and I had to re-record it with lesser quality, essentially, so more synths.
If you want to see more of our content, click here. But until then, bye sneak peekers.